I guess we could start right now. Welcome. This is the panel you guys have all been waiting for, but not quite. I changed this. This is actually going to be a Club Penguin.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah. I'm sorry if anyone thinks I'm sorry you guys got catfished, but
it's just way better.
I love puffles.
I'd get the joke if I knew what Club Penguin was.
It's a masterpiece. The Wii game was the best. But because I think it might be an issue with the panel coordinator if I just changed it. We are going to. You guys think Smash Bros. Stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna be Smash Brothers.
Okay then. Well, my name is Richard Sawyer. I run Win and Catch Gaming. It's a YouTube channel with my friends here. We just really do absolutely anything. We eat like 30 pounds of bananas and see what happens, or we do Let's Plays. It was for a Donkey Kong stream, believe me, it made some sense. Yeah, you guys introduce yourself and we'll get on the topic.
I'm Dakota, and Ricky forced me to cross-dress and throw hot dogs at each other. It was hilarious.
It's cooking moment.
I'm Brandon, and I've been working on Ricky's channel with him for a while. So, like I said, I'm happy that we have so many people come out today to talk about Smash Brothers, because that's just something that we love. It's something we're very passionate about. Like, who here has been playing since like 64 days? Yeah, it's just like, it's just changed so much since then.
I hope you're all hyped for Smash Ultimate. Yeah? Yeah! Hype train, choo-choo.
Right before I'm going to hand it off to Brand to talk a bit, I just want to hear exactly what topics you guys really would like to discuss upon as a panel progresses. We already have things that we want to see, but any hands up of things that you guys have in mind? Yeah, you over there?
Anything but Waluigi.
Anything but Waluigi.
Sorry. I'm sorry to any like Waluigi fan out there, but Sakurai's expert trolling level is just too much for me. I almost love it so much I don't want him in the game just because the way he messes with everyone.
So it was your call.
Yeah, yeah.
We'd probably get characters from WarioWare before Waluigi.
Hopefully.
That makes sense. Hopefully.
Any other topic that someone wanted to discuss? Yeah, you with
the
Luigi.
possibility of new characters in Smash Ultimate. I mean, we got Ridley after all, and, or as I like to call it, hell freezes over.
That's the biggest thing. I think that's like the number one thing everyone's concerned about too, is who's going to be in the next game. Because now we have like a couple new characters to expect, as well as Echo Fighters now, and that's a really cool thing. On the topic of
Bayonetta.
Bayonetta. Well, she needs to be nerfed. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
But,
Bayonetta.
yes.
Delete her.
Oh, the champions from Legend of Zelda. I don't know if we're going to be getting that many more Zelda
characters. I can actually
characters.
picture them as like a really good assist trophy. Maybe they all just like come on and like
So really,
up on someone.
really,
Prince Sidon should have been Link Smash. They just kiss and then everybody falls off.
And the last one we'll have is back there, Red Shirt.
Yeah, I was just wondering, how are we going to do this? Like, team battles, one-on-ones, just how are we going to play this?
Well, honestly, my preference of for Smash Bros has always been like team matches. I've done a bunch of tournament going to tournaments in Niagara Falls, a couple times in Toronto, and I've always mainly competed in the doubles. I feel like this game is going to be focusing a lot more on the one-on-one, on how Sakurai had the additional effects of the amount of damage output that you give, depending on how many people are in the match itself. So it seems like it can do either or, but I feel like the one-on-ones are going to be a little bit more intense and interesting to watch.
Slow motion knockouts, just to make you ever so more salty.
Yeah, it seems to really pay to the viewer too, who's watching the match, let's say on a stream or something like that. So it really helps out to absolutely everybody that's involved in it. And yeah, you?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, while we're on that discussion, if anyone has any other questions, you just quickly do that now, and then yes.
Just on the topic of new characters, I was thinking of talking about like specifically other characters like Ridley that have been wanted for like a long time.
Yeah, and I think with this game in general, Sakurai is pulling out the big guns with this.
Even if it's only for a couple characters, like maybe even only 2 new ones or something like that, I feel like they're going to be like really thrown out there. Because me personally, I'll die for K. Rool. I mean, I want King K. Rool in the damn game.
K. Rool is both our biggest requests. So yeah.
Oh,
Mine as well.
All 3 of us.
Yeah.
So yeah.
On the topic of characters, though, first of all, the biggest thing I wanted to talk about with everyone who's been keeping up with Smash Ultimate, how did you feel about that Everybody Is Here trailer? Just showing everyone from every game.
When Snake came out,
Every time I thought that trailer was just getting to its punchline, it just kept throwing more and more surprises at me. First with Pokemon Trainer, Squirtle being my original main from Brawl. Like, I'm very excited about that. And then Snake, Pichu, Youngling, everyone from Melee coming back. And like on top of new characters, I'm just happy that this game in general is celebrating Smash Brothers as a history, because Smash is basically about celebrating Nintendo's franchises, but we get a really cool project now where it's like a celebration of this series up until now. Like, you can see adding everyone that includes everyone who started from 64. Like, I know a lot of people like mainly play Melee. A lot of people started with Brawl because like the Wii was the first console for a lot of people. And they're sort of just taking like the best things from each game and just making something really perfect out of it.
And bringing Pichu back. I mean, like,
Bringing Pichu
they're really digging in there to have everything here. And more than 83 stages confirmed so far. I think the only ones that I can't think off the top of my head are like Poke Floats and
Miiverse.
Me.
R.I.P.
I don't think Miiverse is coming back, sadly.
Right.
Or I don't think I've seen Fountain of Dreams. Has anyone here seen Fountain of Dreams in the background of anything? No, I think that is coming back, but as of right now, we have not seen anything like that.
They could make that stage incredibly pretty. If you've ever seen the difference between Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U and the Switch version, I think they could make that stage absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, that's another thing too, is jumping from the Wii U to the Switch now. We also have a much more powerful system to play Smash on. Smash 4 was a great game, and I feel like they did a lot, but considering the fact that the game was on the 3DS as well, that held a lot of limitations for the Wii U version too. So even though it's only been 4 years, and this is like the shortest gap we've had in Smash history, this is still going to be just a great adjustment. You know, we finally get like Ice Climbers coming back, or characters who are like 2 characters in one. I just was very disappointed at how the 3DS.
I think the first game would have been the smallest gap. It was only like 2 years. I think, but yeah, since then, yeah, but
I wasn't counting down the days. But now, you know, it's just been such a huge like life changer. You know, we spend a lot of time on it, most of our free time. So it's just cool to see how like Smash has changed like the gaming history, and it's just changed our lives in general.
This game seems it's going to be more polished than the previous ones, with less characters, so they're focusing on the modes. You guys, is there, from everything since like the Smash Wii U and 3DS, what things that you guys like came across that you guys want fixed? Like, obviously there's Bayonetta. Bayonetta needs to be fixed, but then there's things that people had issues like back in Brawl. Tripping was fixed in the next game. Lilat, yeah. I think the stage hazards now have a toggle, and I believe Lilat's tilting actually stops. But I'm not quite sure if any wonky recoveries will get stuck underneath, like on some stages. But I'd hope they would fix that. I know for certain characters there was there's like certain traps that constantly happened. I can't exactly remember what, but then there's like these small ones where you can kill Wario instantly with Ness's down throw if you're on Woohoo Island on the boat. But that's something very insignificant.
I could see this game also getting patched more often. Like, even after the game's initial release, maybe we'll have more like care. It's probably where you'll see more new characters too. Is like during the DLC, because he said he's off the bat he's not thinking about adding a lot of new additions. So hopefully we'll see that.
This game has an opportunity to completely change their characters and updates, since Nintendo's network is completely better than it has been in the past. Like in Brawl, you'd never think to understand that it would get a patch that could completely either nerf a tier 0 character.
Does anyone here really like Ganondorf? Or like appreciate what Ganondorf? Yeah, that guy. He seems so much more effective in this game. Just from like his, I actually think his smash attacks got kind of nerfed, but the range and power that they have now, and just his speed in general, compared to what it was previously.
And that's another big thing I wanted to talk about too. Using Ganondorf as an example, we see a character who generally has been seen as one of the worst characters in the game, dominated the last official Nintendo tournament. I'm looking forward to characters. Yes.
Actually, I remember when I learned about Ganondorf, the irony was, but I looked at some Smash tiers where with the past series of Ganondorf, Ganondorf in Melee was actually kind of like mid-tier because the surprising speed was a power. But then when it was with Brawl and even Wii U, when he got slower and clunkier, seemed to regard that way, though. It's kind of ironic when doing the pairs. The Ocarina Time is the more higher tier one, and while Twilight Princess is the garbage version. So
that's actually something I noticed too, and I think another reason they might have gone back to the Ocarina of Time style is that when you look at Ganondorf in the style, like he looks swifter. He looks like, you know, he can actually run. Like he can actually hit you.
I blame the armor that Twilight Princess.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So, you know, they're just taking everything like perfect from every character, just like adjusting and tweaking that.
I'd love it if Ganondorf could fly and just go, ha-ha, and then you could just deflect his attacks.
Oh, volleyball?
On that note too, like with balancing, that's great because it's going to help like casual play and competitive play. Who here plays competitively, or like at least for glory? You know, you like Final Destination, stocks, no items, like that's your style. Yeah, see, so they're pulling out all the big cards with that too. Like the air dodging has been like tweaked significantly now. You can dodge in the air. Dodge rolling is very limited now, so you're not going to watch 20-minute matches that are just two characters doing this. You know, you actually have to fight each other now. This is intense. You
less of a defensive game, really, because in the previous like Brawl and Wii U, you guys, it would have been more like there's no real limitation on how much you could play on the defensive game, but now you've got real limitations by frame rates of your invincibility time from dodge rolling and all that. So it's going to be a lot more aggressive, and I think that's also very beneficial for Ganondorf. I'm just very curious how it's going to happen with Jigglypuff because of the new speed of the game. Okay. And Jigglypuff seemed to be really good. Well, not in. I know Melee was just because of certain ways the game mechanics worked on behalf of Jigglypuff, and the later games did not. So I just don't know what's going to happen with her in this game.
Because of the changes in the counter gameplay, you have to counter aggressively now rather than just keep dodging. But because of the small hop and attack at the same time, you'll be able to go in a lot more easier at several characters. Where some characters you wouldn't be able to do anything against someone who's just sitting on the edge doing nothing. I hate those people.
What's something that you guys like, what was your favorite? It doesn't really have to be a new thing, but something that was brought back to this game that really made you generally happy. It doesn't have to be anything better. No? Snake was just a godsend, but he kind of got nerfed in the back. It's kind of unfortunate.
Ice Climbers, yes, the Ice Climbers are coming back, and that's fantastic. I freaked about that. Yes. Sorry.
Young Link.
Young Link.
He was just saying what I was going to say.
Oh, he's a adored character. Besides Wolf.
Wolf. Yeah, I was going to say about yes. I was not expecting that when they first announced every character was coming back. I thought that alone was like, wow. Oh, he's just talking about all the stages coming back. We've got at least 83 and counting. Like that's not including new stages and a few old ones they haven't confirmed. So, like I was saying before, that's great too. It really is giving every Smash fan a piece of what they want. Like casual players, competitive players, Melee players, Smash 4 players. I feel like Soccer has really just taken this project and said, like, how can we meet in the middle? And so far, everyone I've talked to, who here's happy with Smash Ultimate? Does anyone have any complaints about it? Or, like, issues you're worried about?
One complaint from the Wii game, and it was also going to be carried on to the Wii U but got scrapped? Is there going to be a story mode? Or is it just going to be just gameplay, fighting, all to the death?
The way I see it, not to be like a downer, I love the story mode in Brawl. We still go back and play Subspace Emissary just for fun. Like, we'll play on the hardest difficulty. I don't expect the story mode ever again, especially with this one. I know with Smash 4, Sakurai said in a lot of interviews that he used a lot of the time and effort he would use to make like cutscenes to make the cool new character trailers, which I really love. And we're seeing that again. Like, that Ridley trailer was fantastic, and I'm looking forward to seeing more things like that. So because they're doing so much work with cutscenes, it seems like a big sign that they're probably steering away from that again. But you're right. I would love to see that come back eventually.
Though if they did pull it out, that would be just amazing. Imagine all these characters in such rendered like cutscenes.
Yeah.
Wii Fit's just running by, and then Snake just like glides on his recover. I forget what it's called. The Kipper.
The Kiffer, I think. So.
Cipher. No, I don't. Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
The Fulton system, but
okay.
whatever. Or the Cypher thing.
Questions.
Cypher.
You back there.
Way in the back with the glasses.
I was hoping for more Xenoblade representation.
Oh.
Especially after
Ricky.
2 came out.
I want Ricky.
Yeah, definitely.
She's an assist trophy.
I'm expecting to see a new Xenoblade character. Like, if we don't get at least one, I'll be pretty surprised.
I'm not too familiar with the series, but
It's fantastic.
would that work? Do they have like similar weapons, Shulk, and like let's say the new character of the new game?
The swords are a bit different. Like, you can create unique characters with Xenoblade.
Okay, I wasn't quite sure if it would just be like Lucina, Marth,
Pyra.
Roy.
Well, there's Echo character.
Yeah, exactly.
Potential there too.
Pyra in Xenoblade 2 was a top tier waifu.
Speaking of the sword fighters, like, I don't think anybody ever thought of this one, but I always thought it would just be a funny reference where it'd be kind of like a nod up as a joke for to how there's so many sword wielders in the game, but also a throwback to the retro games. Like, how weird would it be to have Dirk the Daring be in Smash Brothers?
If they didn't do that, that would be a curveball, and I would love that.
Yeah, but I don't think it'd probably work out because I don't think much of Japan has been aware of Dragon Slayer, even though it's like arcade history alongside Pac-Man because of flow motion cutscenes. But it'd be the challenge for, do you want to go 3D like with the Dragon Slayer 3D, or want to try and stick to 2D as how people remember? That's going to be the challenge. Like trying to get Cuphead into the game, where that'd be quite a challenge there, how you approach that.
Oh yeah, because and one of the big things with Cuphead is like, well, from visually of what I'm seeing, to hold to the characters, it's animated. The whole thing looks like a cartoon. So would it be like flat just to pop out that cartooniness? Or I
could see them using like the animation style of doing like a cell shaded like Wind Waker style.
Oh wait, or like Epic Mickey, they did it pretty well there. Yeah. Okay, yeah, never mind. There's another thing that someone back there.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Something that they brought back that I'm excited about is just like more kind of speed and like more kind of flowy gameplay, like melee style.
Yeah,
quicker matches
it looked like
too.
a lot more of a fine. I thought Wii U was a fine balance between faster like melee, but more of a I like
hands-on like Smash Brawl.
Yeah, like Brawl, like good air maneuverability of fighting and accuracy. Well, for me at least, it was floaty enough, but fast enough. But now when I'm looking at this game, I'm like, no, that's the game. That's the one.
Everyone's fast now.
Smash for Wii U is definitely an improvement upon Brawl.
Oh.
When you look at Melee, like when you look at the fact that like the skill ceiling seems like limitless. Like they just keep getting better and better.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I think like Smash for Wii U, like a lot of the like big players like Zero and whoever, like probably could have done even more if there was like a little bit more like flow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. On that.
I can see the new Smash game being far more competitive than it's ever been.
It looks like it's made
Comparable
for
to
that.
Tekken or Street Fighter, even.
Yeah, definitely on that topic too. Like you were saying, the difference between like a 3 or 4 player match and a 1-on-1, it clearly signifies that like he sees there's 2 different ways to play Smash Brothers. You're at a party with some friends, or you and someone else are just saying like this is going down, and he's really just like done a cool style with like how sudden death matches work one-on-one, how it zooms in on powerful attacks, how like you with characters like Little Mac you get, or Villager, sorry, you get to see the pocket item, or like Cloud, you get to see his limit break, and just a lot of great things. Like
you have on your Switch, you know, get 4 people on a console. Well, what if you want to do an 8-player match? You got to break, you need to break out the GameCube adapter, or get 2 switches, sync them up, and you're good to go. So
yeah,
just see how that works out.
Exactly, the Switch in general just has so many different control plays, and when the Switch was first announced, actually that was one of the things I was thinking about, because I was thinking about Smash Brothers. Is, hey, this is really cool. You know, everyone's going to be able to have a controller. You know, there's just like so many ways to play. Like 8-player Smash is always chaotic.
I was surprised when they brought back 8-player Smash. I thought there'd just be some sort of issue by how much they're doing in it, but it's the Switch. It's a much more powerful system. I should have known better.
Yes.
What do you think about like indie representation?
Indie representation, there are a lot.
Shovel Knight?
Shovel Knight is a big one. I would definitely like to see some indie representation in Smash. I know one thing that Nintendo could work on too is just like the indie market in general, and you see that they're doing that better with Switch now. I would like to see representation from like Shovel Knight or Cuphead or Shantae's indie.
Yeah.
Shantae would be another really cool addition.
Yeah, actually, and like before you already said the Shantae, I was going to bring up as well, because Shantae seems to be getting pretty popular in Japan again, because now even got full-scale figurine models you can get.
He's a half-genie hero.
That's another big thing to consider too. Is Smash Brothers takes into consideration like how popular a character is inside of Japan too. Like when Little Mac was announced, there was a lot of like negative feedback, like, oh, who is this character? Because like boxing games are not as popular there.
Actually, if you pardon me for interrupting there, I even heard the recent thing. I remember seeing on a poll somewhere, like I'm not sure if it was true, so somebody help with that. Apparently, Japanese players had really only gone to Smash Bros. Because the Western fans were forced into the gameplay. So somebody made a joke about Smash Brothers Civil War.
I have heard a lot of things about that, and like definitely Western culture has made a big impact on Smash Brothers. Like we view the game a lot differently than Japan does, I think.
I like to. Oh, I'll be right with you. I like to think that Sakurai, when he did the ballot. Quick question: who here voted for the ballot? Like, oh wow, okay, there's a lot there. I'll just quickly state this then. With the ballot, I like to think that when he was selecting the characters in the new game, like I think Inkling was a given regardless. What happening? Splatoon did a fantastic job sales for a new IP, but with Daisy was surprisingly high in some locations of when they're casting the votes for considered characters, and I was really surprised by that, as well as Ridley. So I personally feel like he was considering that ballot when adding characters in this game, and if that's so. We might see some pretty cool characters.
That's very good.
I had a feeling he was not going to put Snake in, so I threw a curveball and voted Big Boss.
I said I was going to get back. Just wait. I'll get back to you.
What's new about some of the old characters that got remodeled, like my main Link?
Your main is Link. You're definitely in for some big changes there. Okay, so with a lot of old characters, what they're doing is looking at, who might have been weaker. They're doing things to either make them stronger, have better range with their attacks. Link now, if you've seen the trailer, he's based on his Breath of the Wild style. So he gets the bombs with the remote controlled bombs, and you get to choose when those detonate. That's going to be a huge thing.
I think that's the only big difference with it.
Not just that, but his weapons in general have been changed. He doesn't have the Gale Boomerang anymore.
Oh.
Like he is the newest Link in this game.
What does his side B do then?
He doesn't have his hook shot either.
No, he doesn't.
Oh.
I
thought he did.
Compared to Toon Link and Young Link, regular Link is actually a newer character in this game.
Well, if you have a Link main, play Young Link, I guess.
Yeah, if you're like you said, you played Brawl and Smash 4. If you like Link in that game, have you played Melee?
Only a small bit.
If you really like Link, you might really get into Young Link, especially because he's sort of like basing that old style. Definitely try out the Breath of the Wild Link too, though. I think they're doing some really cool things there.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of older characters in general are just getting a lot of like revamps, and that's really great. Yes.
I was kind of wondering, so the new like one of Nintendo's newest IP, ARMS? Like, would they get a rep?
I
Either like just added in the game or after the game already came out.
For DLC, I can see that. I don't know if it'll be like for initial launch, because there's just something weird about ARMS. Like, I felt like, oh yeah, this game's being pretty hyped. This is gonna be cool. But when it actually came out, it was like, oh, it's out. We played it like twice.
The hype kind of died.
It's hard to say like what direction they're
going. I don't even know how hardcore the fan base actually is, but I can, if not a character, I could definitely see them putting in maybe Springman or whatever as a assist trophy at least.
Sakurai has before said he didn't want fighting game characters in Smash, but then he bent that with Ryu, so we might still get the ARMS characters. I like Min-Min.
I would really like that. It's a good idea. Yes.
What do you guys think of like possibility of third-party Echo fighters like Ken for Ryu or Shadow for Sonic?
That's actually a really good question. One thing that I think a lot of people are thinking is Shadow might actually be in Smash Ultimate. This is just based on rumor, but you know, we see Knuckles as an assist trophy now, and Shadow is missing, and that's a good question, because I asked myself when I realized that how I would feel. And I think as Echo characters, they give the series a lot of potential to just add more characters in general without it, you know, like taking up time to work on newer characters. So as far as like Ken or Shadow or any other character like that goes, I'm completely fine with that. I welcome like a lot of different styles of Echo characters, and that's really cool.
Okay, I gotta complain about this first. Knuckles' assist trophy does a homing attack, and that bothers me very much. I've never seen Knuckles do a homing attack in the games, and I don't know why that...
He should have just glided at them, like...
Apparently he digs and uppercuts people, but I've never seen that. But I saw him 100 times doing a homing attack. And other... If Ken... did you say Ken as an Echo fighter for Ryu?
Yes.
I'd
How
prefer
about
Dan.
Angry Ken or Violent Ken and Evil Ryu? Just Akuma.
Probably just Ken will make more sense.
But, well, you were about to say something before... Oh, no? No? Okay, we had a hand up over here then.
Yeah, you guys were saying there's about 86 confirmed stages in Ultimate. I don't know how many stages there are in the history of Smash Bros., but I wonder if you guys had any thoughts on just Smash being a games as a service, similar to the way Splatoon is handled, releasing like content updates, you know, every month or so, or every couple of weeks, that they'll maybe add stages that way free, or...
Well, people have been talking about like there's going to be DLC for this game. I haven't really read anywhere that Sakurai confirmed like, yeah, there will be DLC, but a lot of people have been saying it as if he did say it. If that is the case, definitely there'll be more stages, in my opinion, that they can add. And if Pokey Floats isn't in the game, it better come in as DLC, because I want to see Pokey Floats as Final Destination for him.
One thing I've seen is a simple image of Sakurai, and he says, "Please never ask me for anything ever again."
That's obviously like that says just as a joke, but that's really good to know too. So like he actually has said that he's spent all the time since he finished Smash for Wii U making this game, and I think as far as DLC goes, we are going to get it, because this seems like a really big final project for him, or at least for a long time. So, and the Switch's history is still very young. We still have many more years to go. So I would be totally okay with like DLC packs, or the game, you know, sort of releasing more new characters after release. Like I said, I'm just like excited that everyone's back, that there's so much balancing going on. But definitely expect DLC at some point in the future.
If Kirby Star Allies is getting extra characters in a game that is basically just, I love Kirby Star Allies, but it's just adding a character to go through the exact same levels, really, plus some additional ones. They better have new characters in Smash Bros.
Let my boy Sakurai rest, man.
Not till K. Rool and Waddle.
I think this Smash Switch has a possibility of not ending until the Switch does.
If you get like a new Kirby rep, what do you think we'd get? I personally think it'd be Waddle Dee. But like, there's a lot of characters.
Did you say Waddle Dee?
Waddle Dee or Marks, because like more villains and stuff.
Who was on the ballot again?
Okay, so there was this. I'm not even quite sure how much of it was completely accurate, or if someone just threw it on the internet saying, "Oh yeah, no, this is the statistics. Yeah, this is the ballot." But of was it Japan? only?
That was Japan's poll.
Yeah, for Japan's polls from this source, the Bandana Waddle Dee was of like the top 10, but I believe above him was Magalore from Kirby's Return to Dreamland or as any of the other Kirby games, which I found that very surprising. And personally, I would want Bandana Waddle Dee. I'm a big Kirby fan, and I believe Kirby needs a little, like at least one more character. And Bandana Waddle Dee will just complete the 4 characters perfectly from that game. As well as King K. Rool, because I feel like Donkey Kong needs some more love, because it only gets 2 people.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, as we've discussed prior, many people want Ridley, right? So
yeah.
Another popular character I've seen for years and years, since basically Melee days, is what do you guys think the possibility of getting Geno from Super Mario RPG is?
I know about Super Mario RPG because of Brandon, and I love Mallow and Geno so much.
If they were a duo, that would be awesome.
I'm a very, very huge fan of that game. It's something that I remember always renting from Blockbuster as a kid. And yeah. I would personally love to see Geno in the game, but as far as representation goes, I don't know if it's sort of like the same case as Waluigi, where Sakurai sort of sees him as like just a spin-off, just like a one-shot character. Yeah, so I that would be really cool, but I don't know. I'm hoping we do see him at some point.
Maybe
yes.
Related to that, I remember reading some translated Sakurai interviews where he seemed to say that he wanted Geno in Brawl, and he also wanted Geno in Smash 4. So
yeah, he did get it as an outfit.
Yes.
I was just wondering about the possibility of Labo Man.
Labo, that's a really great idea. And
Switch controllers vibrating towards you, just one shots you.
Just Brawl smashes the giant Labo robot.
Something that a lot of people forget is that we're always going to have that sort of character that, when the trailer comes out, we're all going to laugh and say, haha, like Wii Fit Trainer. But,
I love
they always do a cool character like that. So I get to see them do it really big lately.
Honestly, when I saw Wii Fit Trainer back, before they even said everyone was here, I was so happy because Wii Fit's one of my characters I play as. And as much as a lot of people just hate it, I'm just like, yes, please, keep that character in there.
Time to shine.
What?
Time to shine.
Oh yeah. But for Labo Man, I feel like that would be a pretty interesting character. Really, if they have anything that includes Labo for some reason, I think that would be kind of neat. We have Rob. That's an accessory, not an actual video game character, so it is completely possible.
Yeah, I actually just wanted to quickly, before we stop talking about Geno for a second, something really interesting. Is anyone here familiar with the Professor Layton series? So Professor Layton, I don't know if it's still up, but at the point when Brawl came out, Professor Layton had his own Twitter where they made one for him as a fictional character, and I don't remember it word for word, but paraphrased it basically. He made a tweet saying, "Oh, I got invited to Smash Brothers. I faced off against a blue robot and a blue toy, but I wasn't interested, so I left." And I don't know what that was about. It was just teasing Mega Man and Geno, just kind of just came and went. So I'm hoping that's still on his mind somewhere. If that was supposed to be his way of saying hey, sorry that these guys didn't get in, because I know Mega Man was supposed to be in Brawl, but was cut last second.
It would be cool if we got Professor Layton and Phoenix Wright at the exact same time. Yeah.
Yes. How would you feel, because Sakurai said he didn't like fighters, but he put in Ryu from Street Fighter eventually, and if he were to put in, I don't know if people are familiar with him, Torchman from Mega Man 11.
Mega Man 11 is something I'm looking very, very forward to.
I mean, Torchman in particular. I don't know if you've seen the video of him.
I have seen the video. Torchman looks great.
Proto Man would be a nice Echo Fighter to Mega Man.
Yes.
This is going to be an obvious question, but do you guys know if Greninja is going to be back in the game or not, and what his final Smash move will be? Because I would love to see Ash Greninja just tearing the crap out of
I'm a Greninja main, so I was very, very excited to see him come back.
Oh, he's coming back.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Everyone's
going to be like, oh, Greninja.
Everyone's back, man.
Yeah, we've gotten confirmation that every character from every game is coming back this time.
Really?
Yeah, even like Pichu, Young Link, everyone is here. 68 characters plus whoever else they add.
So do you know what his final smash is going to be?
He's actually, interestingly enough, is one of the only characters we haven't seen the final smash for, and I'm expecting Ash Greninja at this point because
I think they're just teasing it.
in I know Smash for 3DS and Wii U, Greninja was actually designed and added into the game before he was even announced for X and Y.
Yeah.
Sakurai was given an opportunity to look at some of the beta designs for Pokemon for X and Y, and he actually chose Greninja on his own before even seeing how popular he would become, as one of Ash's Pokemon in the anime,
Right.
and just like really popular in general. So that was a really great moment for me because like Greninja is one of my favorite Pokemon too. But we didn't have Ash Greninja at that point, so I guess they just did Night Slash for his.
They did do a skin though, but that doesn't really count.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But definitely that'd be cool to see, and that's another interesting thing to bring up too is characters who we haven't seen the final smashes for. A lot of that does. There's a lot of things to consider there. For example, Robin's final smash included Chrom in Smash 4, and we haven't seen his final smash yet either. It seems like there's a lot of characters who they haven't shown the final smash for, and there's very specific reasons for that, because they're being changed or because characters from their final smash are being added in as playable characters.
Okay. I find that interesting because they already showed Ridley's.
Oh no, doesn't he? Go ahead.
In the back, the glasses again.
What do you guys think about Crash making into Smash? Because now the trilogy got ported to the Switch.
Honestly, when that first was aware that was coming out and Smash Bros was coming out, I felt like that was like okay, that adds up together. I would love Crash Bandicoot in Smash Bros because of just what Crash kind of holds in like the history of some implementing of platforming, 3D platformers.
Yeah, 2 points there. It's like, I'd be interested to see Crash myself, but I'm not sure how much of a challenge that would be because apparently Crash's design has actually changed very differently in Japan. It was very different from what we know and all. Because if you look for this history of Crash and all, like, it's very different, not just for history and all, but even some game details. Like, Crash is very different with how he's designed in Japan, so it's hard to say if they'll use a Japanese one or they use a North American one. It's hard to tell on that.
I'd imagine it'll be more on the North American end on that.
Probably just be how he looks in the Insane trilogy. And this actually, I see Crash as a character having a lot of hope because this isn't the first time he's actually been considered for the game. Does anyone remember the Smash Dojo when Brawl was coming out and going on there every day to see the new picture of the day and waiting for the new announcement? Now, someone back at that point in time did some data mining and like extracted the HTML from that website and found a page for K. Rool and Smash. K. Rool and Crash. Like there's smashbros.com/K. Rool and then .com/Crash. Like those were there. So that's definitely been something they've considered at one point. And I think with the Insane trilogy coming out, it's just his odds are better than ever now.
Since we got the Insane trilogy, we're probably also going to be getting Spyro as well on the Switch. And I would also love Spyro in Smash.
I think that's with all these expectations of the good chance for that character, good chance of that character. It kind of then contradicts what he said of not many characters, and you're like, I got 8 characters right here that are really good for the game. What's he gonna choose of these?
In the back.
I was just wondering, do you think that after Smash Ultimate, Sakurai might hand over the series to someone else to continue working on it, or do you think it'll just end completely?
I honestly don't know because he said he's tried to do that a couple times, and then he's like, you guys aren't gonna do it right. Just let me do it. Sorry.
Leaves his wife.
As Ricky said, he has almost abandoned the project before, and then the second he sees someone else doing it, he's like, no, never mind. You know when you ask someone to do something for you, and if they're doing it wrong, you're immediately like, forget it, just give that to me, I'll do it. It's basically what happens to him every time. In a recent interview with Bill Trinan, Sakurai was talking about new things in Smash Ultimate, and he says himself that he feels like adding every character in the game has opened Pandora's box on himself. He's made this game so great now that he says he's nervous about the future of the series because, at this point in time, it's like, how can you cap what we're getting? This almost seems like a dream.
Would you guys know if Shadow or Knuckles or any other Sonic characters will be in the game? Because there's literally just Sonic.
Yeah, we were actually discussing that earlier. That Knuckles has been announced as an assist trophy, and we haven't seen Shadow's assist trophy in any of the videos yet. So a lot of people are thinking Shadow might come in as an Echo Fighter.
Like a clone of Sonic?
Yeah.
I mean, that would be cool, but I'd be better to be Shadow.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of things Shadow can do that Sonic can't do, and that also leads to something I want, like Daisy and Peach. Are they gonna let Daisy float? I don't know. We've never seen Daisy do that, but she's a princess in the Mario series. Maybe she has some sort of other recovery method. So I honestly don't know what it'll do with that. Another character that's kind of hinted to be playable might be Dark. It's Dark Samus. Yeah, Dark Samus.
Another assist trophy that's missing.
Another assist trophy that's missing, and Samus's coloration, like her pattern of Dark Samus, is now missing.
Since Metroid Prime 4 is coming out, if they confirm Dark Samus is a character in that, there's a high chance it'll be either an Echo Fighter or a unique character in Smash. Also, on another note on Sonic, as long as we get Shadow as a character before Silver, I will be happy.
Hopefully that never happens. Yes.
Is there gonna be like back to new characters? Is there gonna be like any new Pokemon, like the Skull Kid or anything like from other games?
Yeah.
Beware's been added. So
Beware?
A lot of Pokeballs have been added.
As a Pokeball, yeah. Sorry. Sorry, what were you?
I was just saying.
Were you saying added Pokemon as characters or added like Pokeball characters?
Doesn't matter. Could be like playable characters. Could be like new legendaries in the Master Ball.
As far as I know, the newer ones that are in the Pokeball are like Beware, Alolan Vulpix, Solgaleo, Lunala. Who?
Mimikyu hasn't been shown at all in the game.
No, Mimikyu hasn't been shown.
Could be a playable.
Abra's been added.
Who? Abra? Oh, Abra. Abra actually. Abra appears and then grabs a player and then teleports them off of the stage and literally lets them drop. It's hilarious.
That's sick.
I would love it if you could select which Pokemon appear in the Pokeballs, because
That'll be a little.
Yeah, but everyone will be selecting Abra. Or the
true challenge mode right there.
For playable Pokemon characters, we're getting a lot of Pokemon characters in this game. Like we're getting Squirtle, Ivysaur, and Pichu back.
Really?
Yeah, like
Is
everyone.
Pokemon Trainer coming back then?
Yeah, Pokemon Trainer's coming back, and how they're doing it now is it's still rotation. Like you have Squirtle, Ivysaur, and Charizard as one player, but unlike in Brawl when a Pokemon got tired and you had to return them, they're taking that whole feature out. So if you just want to play Squirtle or Ivysaur or Charizard on their own, you don't have to switch ever. You just get to play the one character. For new characters from the Pokemon series, I would expect to see either like Decidueye or Mimikyu as the new playable rep if they're doing Sun and Moon. But it looks like they're doing a lot of work on Gen 8, so maybe they'll finally just take a break with Pokemon for a while.
Or bringing Golisopod or Pyukumuku, the two important characters of Sun and Moon.
We got Pichu back.
Oh, me?
Yes.
A pretty strange choice, I know, but I would really want to see Dr. Eggman in Smash.
Yeah.
I would want him faster than Sonic, because if you ever seen Sonic chase him in the previous games, he
like
always
not
outran him.
No, like not on his feet.
In one of his little ship things.
Yeah, put him in the Egg Walker from Sonic Adventure 2.
Like Bowser Jr. and the Koopa Kids.
Bowser Jr.
Like,
Oh god.
What I'm thinking is like his up special. He can straight up fly around the Eggmobile like he does in the Genesis games, but then explodes after a few seconds and you plummet to the ground. And then, like, the down special could send out some badniks from Sonic Mania, maybe. The neutral could be, like, loading up rockets like he does in Sonic X. Final Smash, since Transformation in Final Smash got removed, what if he got into the Egg Dragoon era, where he could just fire bullets from the machine gun that he has, charge it up for, like, an ice burst, and after a few seconds he just slams the drill into where the crosshairs is.
There's honestly a lot of things you can do with Eggman from throughout the series of
That's really
what he
good.
is.
That's really good. Did you come up with that?
Yeah, I've actually been thinking, like, the three main characters that I want in Smash that I formulated entire movesets for are Eggman, Bandana D, and Phoenix Wright, in that order. Yes,
Phoenix
Bandana
Wright.
D.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
Phoenix Wright, because I
That was
think
awesome.
I think Phoenix Wright could work as well, because if his down special is like picking up evidence like he does in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, his moveset could change based on what he has available. The evidence might also have a chance of picking up an actual item. So
Okay.
That's really cool.
On the subject of like predicting movesets and everything, just having fun thinking of that.
Yeah, of course.
We've already talked about King K. Rool. What do you think his moveset would be?
I've actually been trying to make a video on that exact same topic, but people like I was trying to make it like a stream for everyone to talk about, and we would go back and forth, but absolutely nobody showed up. So it's literally me just talking from the camera. I'm like, hey, yeah, good job, good idea, Ricky. Oh man, thanks, man. Yeah. So,
His down B could be costume change. He goes from pirate to his other costumes.
I have a whole moveset I can talk about, but go on.
I was gonna say I'll let you get back to that in a sec, but there's just too much to do with K. Rool to the point where I think when we do finally see him, we're just gonna get thrown for a loop there. And there's like the cannonballs. There's all his moves from the original Country game, as pirate and scientist theme ones from part 2 and 3. Like I grew up playing a lot of Donkey Kong Country. It's a favorite franchise of mine. So like
This man could speedrun Donkey Kong Country and probably get the world record in like a month.
Don't put me on the spot. Definitely don't do that. But yes.
If Dixie Kong was added as a playable character, could you see her as being an original or like as an echo?
I
actually had this discussion before.
I could see her both being an Echo and being an original character. I hope that if they do make her an Echo character, that they at least give her some originality. Like have her use her ponytail where Diddy uses his tail. You know, like give her own like fluid movement, and I'd be okay at that point. But I could also see her being a unique character, and I think she deserves that too. Yes.
So I want to know your thoughts of the main theme compared to the themes of the other games.
The main theme. Oh yeah, the main theme was great. That's definitely one of my favorite things. It's the best theme in the series so far.
I honestly still feel like Brawl, just the epicness of how that was, but that just might be from always like going back to that trailer back then, because that
You associate it with a storyline too. Like Brawl has a full story.
yeah, when they're all like on when they're on the mountain and it's just like the opera sounding like background lyrics, and it's just like panning off to the sun. It looked great, and it just fits so well. We
in the back there.
Oh, okay.
I was actually wondering, since they added Snake Eater and like they remixed Snake Eater on the website, do you think that they might add Metal Gear Solid 3 stage and not just Shadow Moses?
Honestly, if they do another Metal Gear stage, I'd be completely down with that. Other things that I'm really happy that they've been showing the music. It really makes people think, like, oh, is this going to be of something? But sometimes, like, if you go back to like some of the stages, they had like a lot of music that had nothing even to do with that level. Even sometimes pulling from another game series, and like, yeah, that works enough for Luigi's Mansion. Yeah, there you go.
A lot of tracks just thrown in at the last second.
Yes. What would you think of a new mother representative?
Okay, huge Earthbound fan too. I know it sounds like I just play everything, and that's kind of true. But expecting Nintendo as an Echo character, honestly, as far as that goes, I don't think we're gonna be getting any new like playable like different characters, but Nintendo's a big one. Who would you want to, or who would you expect to see more than?
I would like to see Kumatora from Mother 3.
Yeah, I would too. Kumatora would have a really unique
But
moveset.
since the-
Unfortunately, she is part of Lucas's Final
Yeah,
Smash
I was about
now,
to say-
so
But Boney is a part as well. Dusty.
Boney deconfirmed.
What about
so-
Duster?
Duster's not.
That's one of the only characters that we actually haven't seen yet.
Yeah, like I'm saying, what if Duster was in?
That would be crazy.
He could have his own original moveset too, since he doesn't rely on PSI that much.
Yeah, true.
So I was thinking, what you guys think of this? Instead of regular Pikachu, why not just bring in the Pikachu from the anime, call it Ash Pikachu, have all its skins, all the Ash hats from Gen 1 to the recent gen, have its moves be Iron Tail for side B, and then it's down B for Iron Tail, and then Electro Ball for its attack, because like you know how like Ness and Lucas hit themselves with PK Thunder, you can do that with the Electro Ball to bring Pikachu up for its side quick attack, and then for its final smash, Ash comes in, commanded to do its final Z move, Thunderbolt.
That would actually be amazing, but
and then its down B being Thunderbolt. That would be cool.
That would be.
I mean, they're probably not gonna do that.
I feel like that would be unlikely because it's referencing the anime, and Game Freak doesn't
want to reference the anime.
Not that bad.
What if Iron Tail worked toward like Mario's cape?
What do you mean?
That reflect things?
Yeah, what if you could use Iron Tail and this just reflects
Pikachu
projectiles?
uses tail whip.
I mean, I guess.
Does nothing.
I know that someone did say that like Waluigi definitely doesn't have a chance in Smash, but like hypothetically, if like Sakurai wanted to be the biggest troll ever in gaming and actually put Waluigi in, what would his moveset be like?
He has the power to control water, and then he hits you with a tennis racket.
Okay,
tacos.
Waluigi's the king of spin-off games of Nintendo. He's like, yeah, you can be in the games, just only spin-off games. Smash Bros. Is the ultimate spin-off game, so it feels right to have him in there if he were in the game. I understand why he wouldn't put him in the game, because of the amount that some of the fan base goes to. And some people want him in there just for the sake of the meme, and I don't think Sakurai wants a character in the game to represent a meme.
His side B would be a Mario Kart, his down B would be a golf cup swing, his up B would be a tennis racket sending you into the air.
Yeah. They can make him an Echo Fighter of Luigi, I guess. I mean, there's nothing really, besides like grabbing everything that was spin-off, you can't like spin-off games about Waluigi. It'll just basically be an original moveset. But I'd hope they do that.
I just think like the whole thing about Waluigi, it's like, what you said, like always mostly like a spin-off character.
Yeah.
It's like you can go as far as say that like the characters that are in Smash are from some main game. Like even Daisy that got added wasn't like Mario Land.
Oh yeah.
And then like Waluigi has only been in spin-offs, so he doesn't feel like a major character.
Yeah, like what Smash Brothers likes to do is represent like Nintendo franchises in general. Like for Waluigi, all that does is either represents Mario Tennis, which is what he was designed for, was to be Wario's partner. That's the entire reason for his existence. So that's a good observation. Is that yeah, if he was in, he would just be representing Mario Tennis or the sport and parties in general. So that's another reason why he's like
so
iffy on him. Yes.
Two things. First of all, getting on the Waluigi bandwagon a bit. If he was playable, would his final smash be the zone shot from Mario Tennis Aces?
They can do they can do absolutely anything. They can make vines grow from the ground like in Strikers for Waluigi. There's honestly anything they could do. I don't know.
And the second thing, what about? I don't know if you guys have talked about this already since I came in late, but because I had the TRG panel. But what about indie characters, like say Shantae, Shovel Knight?
We had that exact conversation earlier. For representation, I mean, the best ones we thought were Shovel Knight, Shantae, and
Shovel Knight almost feels like an old Nintendo game. I think he would fit right in.
I think Shantae would personally be better
too.
because she has the bigger Nintendo connection.
yeah, she's been on. Wasn't the game she was on for like Game Boy or Game Boy Color originally?
Yeah, her first game was Game Boy Color.
Yeah, so I feel she'll be the most appropriate for it. But then there's Shovel Knight, who is Shovel Knight, and he's pretty cool, and he has an amiibo. So I don't know.
But to be fair, if they did make a Shantae amiibo, it would probably sell as fast as the Lucina ones.
Was that a reference to how slow Lucina sold,
did they sell really fast?
I have no idea.
Really fast.
I have no idea. I just know everything's too expensive when they're gone.
Lucina, best girl.
Yeah.
She is.
Yeah, just like going back to like the competitive scene, like they're just Sakurai's just doing so much. Like you mentioned Pokemon Trainer, like the Pokemon Switch, like really really fast now, so you can like switch on the fly. And
it counts as a dodge, and it's really cool. You can dodge and attack and then attack.
Oh yeah. Like Shulk, I feel like Shulk is going to be a whole new character now that you can change his like Monado arts.
I am basically a Shulk main, and I absolutely love that you can just do that so fast. I've seen actually top tier competitor players just doing it so fast and then immediately moving into other stuff. I'm like, oh, I can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's tough when you always have to keep track of where you're at in the cycle, but if you
Feels
just go straight to
like
what you want, really like.
Yeah, it looks like each character, especially characters like Shulk and Pokemon Trainer, Sakurai's like taking a look at how to make everyone the best they can be. Like Smash 4 did a lot of balancing through like, okay, here's the base game, and now as the game is out, let's see who's powerful and let's nerf them. Whereas this time it's like, let's embrace the great things about every character and sort of just like bring that out of them. If something doesn't work, just take it out. Like certain attacks Ganondorf had, like the hit miss ratio is just way off to the point where it's almost pointless. So, you know, you give a character a revamp and you get something new with like an older character you love so much. And I'm looking forward to a lot of stuff like that too, like you were saying with Shulk and Pokemon Trainer, since he will probably be my main character. Squirtle and Ivysaur are.
Oh yeah, they'll be really good.
Actually, I'm just letting you guys know. We're going to be closing the panel in about 3 more minutes, but we're still going to be talking until then. But if you guys have any more things that you want to say, or anything that you wanted us to talk more about, yeah, we're going to go with you, sir.
So, as of now, I haven't heard a lot of news about any of the one-player modes. What do you think will be brought back, and if any of the clubs say, you know, the proper break the targets?
I would love the proper break the targets. Like for everyone to have their own break.
Like
the targets.
Melee or the first game?
The first 2 games, that was really great.
Board the platforms coming back or something?
Board the platform as well, yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely showing off a lot of like multiplayer work with this game. You know, like, we've been talking about balancing, tweaking, like roster additions. But I'm also hoping there's at least something you can do on your own besides just, you know, getting better at the game or playing online. Just break the targets or adventure mode, classic. Things like this are definitely important still. Things that we should be looking forward to.
I would hope classic mode would be like Brawl and beforehand, and not the way Wii U and 3DS handled it, because they were just weird versions of it.
Yeah.
Is there anyone who hasn't asked a question that would like to ask a question?
Or just bring up any topics. Yes.
Yeah, so one of my favorite features that are coming back is having Solid Snake having all the codex of all the characters, including U1. So I'm just wondering, if there's any DLC characters, was there any delay on the release because of recording on the codex, or would the codex be omitted?
Confirmation.
We haven't had codec confirmation, but if they had that, I would be so happy, because I was very disappointed in Wii U when I found out that who was it, Palutena or Pit that got the...
Pit got the...
Yeah, I was heavily disappointed with that. And all the DLC characters didn't get one. I think all DLC characters had a default of saying, oh, this character's from another dimension. Who is it? And never says a name. But if Snake comes back, I hope he takes his title back as being that character that you want to listen to, and so Pit can just go back in his corner and no one care about
But he was fun in
way
Uprising.
in the back. Yeah, you.
What do you think the odds of Smash Run returning is gonna be?
I loved Smash Run.
Smash Run was my favorite thing about the 3DS Smash Brothers. I played it a lot. Not sure what the odds are, but I would definitely be looking forward to that.
That game actually
way better than Smash Tour.
That game mode actually made it so I actually got good against fighting at NPCs.
Also reminded us of anyone ever played Kirby's Air Ride. Like, yeah, Smash Run felt a lot like that.
City
Its
Trial.
mechanics.
We need to do Kirby's Air Ride, a report, and it's so good.
Actually, we are gonna have to end this right now, so we're just gonna close it off. I'm so sorry, it was abrupt. Any last words you guys want to say before?
I just want to say thank you to everyone who came out today, and I'm glad to see so many people are just excited for the same reasons that we are, or for like their own reasons to play, and just really, really looking forward to December 7th. I'm sure everyone else here is too. So
remember to pre-order it when you can.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
I will.
See you around.
If I don't have the money by December 2nd, games involved.
What?
Victoria's Secret.
Hey Richard.
How you doing, man?
Good. Good to see you again.
Yeah, no, it's really good to see you too. I really like
10
the
out of
basketball.
10.
How long does this?
It looks familiar.
Oh yeah.
What?